About to get the party started, y'all. Once again, it's another time for another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, F to the Ish, Foolish, representing reality, music, entertainment. Hope y'all having a great week. Y'all know how I give it to you. I come on here and I give you that soul food. We try to touch your mind, body, and soul when you come on here. But tonight, we're just going to talk that talk, have a good time, and have another great podcast. Make sure y'all catch me every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the radio, socialradio.com and the block105.com. Catch me on those two stations on Friday nights, y'all, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But tonight, I want to start tonight's topic. We're going to talk about staying humble. You know, a lot of times we go to feeling ourselves. You know what I mean? Whether we let how we look or our bank account or whatever blow our head up. So we got to always remain humble. Because remember, just as quick as you got it, quick as you can lose it. So always remain humble. So that's going to be the start off topic for tonight's podcast, folks. Make sure y'all tune in right now. We live streaming on Facebook, TikTok, X, YouTube. Jump in the comments. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Join in on the conversation. That's what it's all about. But let me make sure everything is on and live, and then we're going to get this party started, y'all. But make sure y'all understand what we're talking about tonight. Staying humble. I want to let that marinate a little bit on your brain. Because don't never ever think that you're too big. Don't ever think that you fall too far where you can't fall. You'll get a quick wake-up call. I'm talking about a quick one. Because you will fall quick, fast, and in a hurry. So never get too full of yourself. And always be grateful. Be grateful for all your blessings. NK Rose checking in, saying hi. Y'all come on ahead and check in. Jump in the live chat. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Hit that thumbs up. Let's go. Hold on, y'all. Let's get that spam out of here. You know, a lot of people ain't got no life. So we got to get away from the spammers. But tonight, we're talking about staying humble. Being grateful. No matter what you got, remember, you can always lose it. No matter how far you came from, you can always go back. So being humble is very important, folks. You don't never want to be too full of yourself. NK Rose, I see you. But don't get too full of yourself. Remember, we all human beings. Ain't nobody superhuman. You don't have no superpower. You're going to get sick and die and everything else. Think about it. So ain't nobody going to live forever. Can't none of us perform no miracles. We can't walk on no water. We can't bring nobody back from the dead. We can't do none of that stuff. At the end of the day, we just another person. That's why it's important for you to stay humble. Because remember, you're not invincible. Anybody can get touched. Anybody can get killed, murdered. Anything can happen to you. You're not invincible. You just a human. So always remain humble. Never forget where you came from. See, that's what's going to always keep you humble. If you remember how you had it before and you didn't have it so good and you got it better now, that should keep you humble and make you realize that you can always go back to where you was. Staying humble is important. Because when you're a humble person, good things happen to you. Blessings start showering your way. So being a good, humble person gets you a long way in life. But when you walk around like you're better than everybody and looking down on people, it'll all backfire on you. Because guess what? They always say the same people that you step on will be the same people you need later on. NK Rose says, you will make it big. Keep live streaming. I appreciate that, NK Rose. We're going to keep giving them this reality talk and feeding them this soul food. So if you're watching and listening out there, please understand how important it is for you to stay humble. Don't get too big. Don't get big-headed and think you better than somebody. Because God will take everything away from you and strip you away, and you will suffer. And you will start right back from square one again. You know what's hard of not having something? You know what's even worse than that? It's having a lot and then losing it. That's worse than having nothing at all. Cam say, keep it up. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the love. But y'all understand what I'm telling you? That's even worse. Because if you never had it, you really ain't have the feeling. But imagine having something and having it all and losing it. Everything just come crashing down like an avalanche. That's why it's important for you to remain humble. Don't never get too full of yourself. Don't let your head get this big. That balloon will pop and you'll get a reality check. Never look down on people. Never think you better than nobody. Red Thing says 100%. She agreed. Appreciate you, Red Thing, for checking in. But all y'all listening to me, don't walk around. Y'all know them bobbleheads. Don't be one of them big head. You'll get a quick reality check. Always remain humble. The more you stay humble, the more blessings will come your way. Because God sees that you appreciate what he's giving you. But if you start walking around like your stuff don't stink, you're going to get a quick wake-up call. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's why we're talking about tonight being humble. Carry yourself in a certain manner. Ain't nothing wrong with being kind, friendly, respectable. You don't have to walk around acting a fool. You don't have to walk around cussing people out and putting people down. Even if you got more money than them. So what? We all still human beings. You just got more of a piece of paper with dead white presidents on it. But we still all living in this same world together. And we all gonna leave this world and die. So we all in the same fight. Nobody's bigger than nobody. Nobody's better than anybody. Why do you think the Bible tell you that we all family and we supposed to love each other just like we love God? At the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter your race or your background. But being humble is important because you can't lose the roots of where you came from. You can't forget and look down on people. Let's say you grew up poor and then you made it. and now you're making 6 or 9 figures. You can't look at everybody and say, oh, y'all broke. Because remember, at one point in time, you was broke. One point in time, you was eating at the can too. You was eating noodles too. Or your parents them ain't have it like that. So how you gonna forget the struggle that you came from, and now all of a sudden you better than everybody because you got more of this piece of paper? Life is more than a piece of paper. When you die, you can't go to God and say, hey, God, listen, I tell you what, you let me in heaven because down on earth, I got a lot of property and I got about $5 million in the bank, Lord. And if I can sell you a cash app you, can you let me? It ain't gonna work. So at the end of the day, how are you gonna be judged? From what's in the middle right there. We all gonna be judged on what kind of heart you have. It ain't about what you got, it's what you give. Everybody, we get so caught up in how we live. Well, I got this, man. And I got the baddest Benz on the block. Man, I got them rims on it. And I got this, and I paid $3,000 for a paint job. Your neighbor might got a Nissan, but guess what? Y'all gonna get to the same place the same way and gonna drive on the same roads. Y'all have to understand that certain things are meant to divide us. Money makes people divide because they put you in the class, poor, middle, rich. So it's separating. And you got the ones over here thinking we better than them because I got more of this. When at the end of the day, we all in this fight together. You got to be humble. Don't get so big-headed where you forgot where you came from. You forgot when you was broke and you was struggling. You forgot when you didn't have all that stuff. You forgot when you didn't even, a lot of people ain't have no place to sleep. You can go listen to all the stories. Tyler Perry and all of them was homeless. So everybody ain't just have it so good. Everybody ain't have that silver spoon in their mouth. But being humble will take you a long way. Not thinking that you're better than people. Being relatable. Able to show people that, hey, I'm still just like you. It's important, y'all, to have that humble spirit. Don't never get too big. Don't look down on people. Stop thinking, oh, because my hair longer, ladies, my lashes longer, I can pull more dudes and trying to put the next person down. Fellas, everybody want to be flashy and holding up money to their ear. And well, I spent this on my chain. I paid this for this. We all in competition. But what we competing for? For who can brag the most? Who can be the flashiest? What are we competing on? What does it matter how much my chain costs? What does it matter if your hair is longer than hers? That's not going to stop you from dying. You're still going to get sick. If somebody cuts you, you're going to bleed red blood. So at the end of the day, what does all that stuff really mean? What are we competing over? Why are we chasing clout that means absolutely nothing when you're dead and gone? It's all about being humble, folks. Staying true to yourself. And that'll take you a long way. Having a conscience, having values and principles and morals that you're standing on. That'll take you a long way in life. Having respect for everything and everybody around you. Being respectful, considerate. These are the things that we have to continue to practice. If you want the world to be a better place, it's so much toxic stuff that's going on and spreading all through the internet, and it's nothing positive. All the stuff that you see that go viral most of the time is negative. Somebody getting shot, somebody hair caught on fire, somebody was in a hit and run, somebody was running from the police, somebody was fighting, somebody got caught jumping off a building. There's always something bad most of the time. The good never gets celebrated. We put all our time and energy in all the bad stuff. Are y'all listening to what I'm trying to tell you tonight? Being respectful and staying true to who you are will get you a long way in life. Don't be thinking that you're better than everybody because you got some money in the bank, because you drive a certain car, or because you look a certain way. We all on this earth together. We don't have to compete. We all in this together. Some of us has got a little bit more than others. But just as soon as you get it, you can lose it. See, people don't understand. You work hard to get to the top. But when you get to the top, it's easy to fall. Because you might have so many people and so many things pulling you down. Every time you try to climb up, there's going to be something pulling on your leg, trying to get you to fall. So you got to be smart. My boy Byron checking in. But you got to be humble, man. You wonder why a lot of people had it and they ain't got it no more. Because they ain't appreciate it. And when they had it, they ain't look out for nobody. And Byron said it, crabs. Crabs in the butt. Nobody don't want you to. As soon as you try to get up there, they be like, come on, no, come down here with me. We don't want you up there. But you got to be humble. You can't walk around thinking you better than everybody. You can't walk around like you're invincible. Ain't nobody can't do nothing to me. You'll be dead and gone before you know it. Anybody can be touched. I don't care how much money you got. Even celebrities, they can hire all the security they want. What if somebody crash out and shoot the security and them? Bullets ain't got no name on it, folks. If somebody wants you, they can get you. You can't walk around all day in a concrete box. Byron says, did he? But you got to stay solid, man. Don't get too full of yourself. That's just how you get a wake-up call. Like Byron said it in the live chat, Diddy getting a wake-up call right now. Because you know, all them years you was riding that wave, and then you hit that B word. He hit $1 billion. He thought he was untouchable. Ain't that can happen to me. I can do what I want. He on trial right now before our eyes. I keep telling y'all, ain't nobody untouchable. Anybody can get a wake-up call. Care how much money you got. If God want to humble you, you're going to get humbled. You're going to get brought right back down to reality. And you're going to have to digest everything and have a good think with yourself. Time to reflect. See, that's what God do. He puts you in a situation where you got to reflect and think about all the stuff that you used to have and how good you used to have it. Then you think about all the stuff you did to lose it. You wasn't grateful. You really ain't appreciated. You took it for granted. You thought it was going to always be like that. A lot of people think they're just going to be on top forever. They think that ride ain't going to never stop. And then they get a wake-up call. And it's happening to a lot of celebrities. Because the money and fame, it blows their head up and they go to thinking they're invincible. Anybody can be touched. Ain't nobody Superman. All that is a movie and a comic book. No Batman. No Spider-Man. All that's in movies. Everybody out here is human beings. And any human being can die. You can be touched. But you got to stay true to who you are. Stay true to yourself and where you came from. Never forget how you was raised. It all depends on how you was raised. And a lot of us was raised by some good old folks, by grandma and mama them. And you know, grandma and mama and all of them, they taught us right from wrong. Mama and them told you, you better not touch that stove or you can get burnt. But what a lot of us did. We still went over there and touched that stove. And it's still going on right now to this day. A lot of people doing a lot of stuff they know will come back to haunt them. But they still do it anyway. Look, Byron just summed it up right there for y'all. Byron says, treat people how you want to be. It's that simple, how you want to be treated. You don't want nobody coming at you disrespectful. Don't be out here disrespecting everybody else. If you don't want nobody running up on you and taking that from you, don't run up on nobody and try to take something from somebody else. You got to be careful of what kind of energy you put in the universe. The same energy you put out is the same energy you're going to receive. I want y'all to think about this. Y'all listen good. Think about this. I want y'all to think about all the rappers. God rest their soul. It's not here no more. If you go listen to their music, you're going to hear a lot of boop, 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 bang, 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 shoot, 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 shoot. What people keep failing to realize, the power of the tongue. They be speaking their own death into existence. Because everything was bang, 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 bang. I shoot the nigga. I shoot, I shoot, I shoot. I'm a stepper. Everybody talking about that stepper. Guess where they going to step at? You're going to either step in that prison cell or you're going to be stepping in that graveyard. You're going to speak your own demise into existence. The same energy you put out is going to come back to your own front door. Think about all those rappers. I shot him. I pulled up. I shot the block. I shot the block up. Hang up with my chopper. And now somebody shot them and they dead and gone. You see what I'm telling you about? This right here, that cut between your mouth, I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm going to get to Byron again, but I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm going to tell you what my mama and them used to tell us. When you had a slick mouth and said all that slick stuff, my mama and them used to say, your mouth will be your ruin. A lot of people let their mouth be their ruin, be their downfall. Byron says, why all the hits about killing your own people? And the thing about it, Byron, is the whole world feeds into it. I be thinking maybe it's me. And I keep using this example. YN Melly. One of his biggest hits is, I got murder on my mind. What are we talking about? And all y'all sitting up there just singing and waving and going, what are we talking about? You got killing people on your mind? That sounds like something demonic and evil. And all the things we can say on our mind and all the rhymes we can come in, we want to say we got murder on our mind. And nobody finds nothing wrong with that. That's how you know this world is in big trouble. Because this is the stuff that we promote. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. All we got is murder on our mind. And because it got a good beat, we singing and bopping to it. Listen to what these people are saying. What if somebody say they got murder on their mind, they want to kill you? What if somebody say, I got murder on my mind and I want to kill your children? What if they say, I got murder on my mind and I want to kill your family? Will you think it'd be cool then? Would that be cool then? You got to wake up. Byron says, you got a lot of wisdom for a Florida State fan. Appreciate you checking in, bro. But do y'all understand what I'm telling you? That's why it goes back to my main topic, being humble. You see what I'm saying? You got to be humble. Humble yourself. Stop walking around like you the biggest killer, the biggest gangster. Because anybody can be touched. Stop walking around like you Scarface. Stop acting like this New Jack City. Stop trying to bring GTA into real life. Stop trying to live like this is Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, you can hit restart and you can start over. When you die, it ain't no reset. Byron says, I hear you. Do y'all understand that? A lot of these youngins and people out here crashing out like this is Grand Theft Auto. Like you could just hit the power button and cut it off. This is real life. They're out here killing, taking, raping, drugging. That's a whole lot of nonsense. That's a whole lot of nothing. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? Always remain humble. We got to think about the life that we live. Think about the decisions that we make. understand that we're not going to live forever. We all got an expiration date. You don't know when. You don't know what time. I can't tell you what year. But your life, my life, all our lives will expire. Now, the big question is, everybody, it's not if we're going to die. What's going to happen when we die? What's going to happen to your soul when you die? That's the biggest question we should be asking ourselves. It ain't if you're going to die. It's when we die. Because it's going to happen. It's mandatory. That's a mandatory death sentence for everybody. Now, us knowing this, what's going to happen when we die? It's going to happen to your soul. What is going to be our consequences for our actions? That should be the scariest thing to everybody. Because it ain't about what foolish think of you. It ain't about what nobody out there watching think of you. It ain't about what your friends or your family think about you. It ain't even about what your kids think about you. The biggest question is, what do God think of us? That's the one judge you should be worried about. What everybody else say about you, it don't matter. They talk about anybody. Jesus was down here performing miracles that people never seen in their life. And they said he was evil and casting spells on people. They're going to make up stuff and lie on anybody. So don't worry about what people say around you here. The question is, what do God think of you? Because guess what? He got the power to send us to heaven and hell. These human beings ain't got that power. They can talk all this all they want, but they can't send you to heaven and hell. They can try to kill you and take your life, but they still can't send you to heaven or hell. Byron, I appreciate you, brother. Let's get this comment up. Byron says, we need leaders like yourself to keep teaching these YNs. I try, bro. I try. But I'm only one person, and I ain't nobody special. I'm not Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I don't have $1 million. I'm not all over the internet. But one thing we all can do is our part. We all have a part in this because it starts in your house. If you got kids in your house, you could play a part on how these YNs, how these youngins grow up. Now, you can't live their life, but you can do the same thing our mama and daddy and grandma and granddaddy did. You can do that same thing and teach them right from wrong. You can't live their life, but you can teach them right from wrong, and you can teach them about God. See, I'm going to tell you something. If you put that fear of God in your children, their life will be a whole different way. A lot of these youngins be wild and crashing out. You know why? Because they don't fear God. A lot of them don't believe in him because it really wasn't installed in them. They wasn't brought up in the church and taught about Jesus and God and all this. Some of them was, and they just decided to go straight. A lot of time, the preacher kids be the worst ones because they always end up rebelling. So you only can teach them and show them certain things, but you can't live for them. At the end of the day, they're going to have to live their own life and live with the consequences and the decisions that they make. We can't live it for them. Most I can do is give you game. You can do whatever you want and do with your life. You can pick up that pistol and go shoot that person, but you better be ready to deal with the consequences. Be ready to be locked down for a long time. Or be ready for somebody to retaliate and come kill you. Just be ready for everything that's going to come with it. Because you got to think about it. Some things ain't worth crashing out for. You going to crash out and throw your life away for what? A few dollars? Or somebody got mad? Somebody tried you? Somebody talked to your girlfriend? Somebody stepped on your shoe? Somebody called you an F-boy? What are you throwing your life and crashing out about? Oh, they ain't from my side of the town. They ain't in this game. They ain't in this mix. What are we talking about? Does life not mean more than that to us? We killing each other for blocks that we don't own. Somebody go show me a receipt of one of these cats that own their neighborhood. Go pull up the receipt and show them that you own the neighborhood. That's your block. That's the city block. That's the state block. That ain't your block. Byron says a split second can have consequences for 20 plus years. Byron, I always tell him, bro, and I always push this. All it takes is one mistake, and you can throw your whole life away. Ask them youngins that did something stupid when they were 17 or 18 and committed cold-blooded murder, and they ended up getting life. And they went in there when they were 16, 17, and now they got an L, which means they'll never be outside again in their life. So what we crashing out about, y'all? Crashing out ain't gonna make your situation better. It's gonna make it worse. Because now you're gonna throw your life away. If you got kids, you ain't gonna watch them grow up. If you got an old lady or a boyfriend or a husband, you can kiss them goodbye. Who you think is gonna sit around and wait for you for life? Or 20, 30, 40, 50 years? You can kiss all that goodbye. Now, if you crashing out trying to protect yours, you been trying to protect your wife, you trying to protect your house, you trying to protect your children, that's self-defense. That's a different story. But you just reacting off emotions and quick to want to throw your life away, you got to do better than that. Especially when you're young. You got a whole big old life to live if you give yourself the chance. But a lot of these YNs, a lot of these youngins, they ain't making it at our age no more. You know why? I told you earlier. They don't fear God. They don't know God. They don't think about God. And they full of disrespect and hate. And anytime the older people try to tell them something, I ain't listen to them old heads. They old heads, man. Yeah, he ain't like that no more. How you think they got to make it to their age? There got to be some wisdom in there. A lot of people don't make it to see 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. They end up getting killed early. So you got to have some kind of wisdom. Problem is, nobody want to listen. Everybody think they know everything. We ain't got all the answers. And you youngins definitely don't have all the answers. Because you just getting here. You only been here about 14, 15 years. The other people been here 40, 30, 50 some years. I think they know a little bit more. But they don't want to listen to that. Then it takes for you to be chained up from feet to hands. that jumpsuit on, or for your peoples them to be crying and having your picture on everything saying rest in peace? Why does it take that? Why does it have to take to the third degree to get people attention? What happened to having some kind of consideration for life? Why is it so easy to take somebody's life? What happened to people being humble? Hey, Byron just made a great point. Byron said them old heads used to be the youngest. Exactly. Y'all don't think that everybody was that age at one point? You think we just came out the womb with a full beard? So everybody have to go up through that growing process and mature in life. If you get older, you don't get wiser, you're a fool. And you got some old fools. Don't get it twisted. There's some people that's 50 and 60 something right now still ignorant. You got a 60-year-old still talking about he busting licks. You got a 60-year-old still talking about I'm hanging out and I got my fire. So age don't always make you wiser. But age should make you wiser because you have more experience. And the Bible tell you wisdom comes from experience. Do y'all understand what I'm feeding you tonight? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Don't be scared to join in and leave your comments. Tonight's topic, we talking about humbling yourself. And then we done went some every which way after that. We were just talking to the youngins. Don't throw your life away from that, man. You got a lot you can see. You got a lot you can accomplish. You're supposed to grow up to be somebody's husband. Have you some kids and have you a family. You're supposed to be able to give mama and daddy them grandkids. But a lot of these youngins, they ain't making it. They ain't making it past 20. You see how a lot of them rappers going. You go listen to some of their music and listen to what they saying out of this. Keep telling y'all, the power of the tongue. You can speak your own demise. If you think it's a game, listen. It's a scripture in the Bible says, every word on judgment day, every word that come out of your mouth shall be justified. Y'all understand what that means? If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me break it down for you. What the Bible telling you right there is everything you say out your mouth, you're going to have to explain it. Y'all hear me? Everything you say out of your mouth, when you die, you're going to have to justify that to God. See, a lot of people don't realize that. Everybody just thinking, God, oh, we just going to be judged. We just going to be judged on what we did and our actions. You'll get judged on that, but you're going to get judged on this too. Because it says every word that come out of your mouth got to be justified. You got to explain that. All the people that's down here on earth, there ain't no God and God ain't real. You're going to have to go to him and explain that. For all that, I hate everybody and I hate life and this and that. You got to explain all that. The Bible tell you that we already sin in our thoughts. So when we have those thoughts in our head, we already sin. A Zero says we just caught two homeless guys under the off ramp, pants down, pulling on each other. I don't know where that came from, but that don't surprise me. We living in a world where anything goes. I'm surprised you say you ain't see Somebody pulling their pants up, getting off on top of a dog. That don't surprise me. We live in a world where ain't nobody got no shame. They don't care what they do, how they do it, and when they do it. Byron says husband, father, brother, and mentor. That's what it's all about there, brother. But do y'all get what I'm throwing you tonight? We got to have a positive mind frame. We got to get out of these negative thoughts and bringing our own self to our own demise. You got to get out your own way. Don't be your own downfall all the time. You get on the internet right now. Go on YouTube after this podcast and see how many people going back and forth. F you, I'll kill you when I see you. I'll shoot you, this and that. Get on social media right now and see how many people hooping and hollering, doing all that cussing and talking about what they're going to do to somebody. It put that negativity in the universe. You're putting that negative energy out there. Then when it do a boomerang and it come back, you're going to be looking crazy. Why do you think people tell you what goes around comes around? Where do you think that comes from? Because the Bible already told you you're going to reap what you sow. And that's what that means. What goes around comes around. Same energy you putting in the world will be the same energy that's going to come back to you. That's why it's important to remain humble. Stay true to your roots and your values of what was taught to you at an early age. Most of us had somebody there that installed some kind of values and principles in you and told you not to do this and not to do that and live your life like this and live your life like that. Even if you didn't have parents, it was somebody that put some kind of wisdom in you. They gave you something that you can live by, or you don't heard it from some other people. But we know right from wrong, which means what? You know what you're doing. When you're going out there crashing out, when you're going out there taking people's life, when you're getting guns, shooting people, you know what you're doing. Just be willing to pay the price. Every action has a reaction. And every action has consequences. Just be ready to accept the same energy that you're throwing out. You know what the old folks used to always say? That same hole that you're digging for somebody else to fall in, you're going to slip and fall in it yourself. That's what all the old folks used to say. That same hole you try to dig for somebody else, you're going to fall in. So be humble, be grateful, be thankful. Be thankful for everything you got. A lot of people ain't got nothing. Some people got a little bit. But be thankful for your little bit. You might not have the biggest house in the world. You might not have a house. You might have an apartment. You might have an efficiency. You might have a studio. But be thankful. It's thousands of people out there sleeping on concrete in the road. It's thousands of people digging in somebody's garbage right now. It's thousands of people that ain't got no shoes. They ain't got no Jordans. They ain't walking around with no Yeezys on their feet. It's thousands of people barefooted. So be thankful. God don't owe you nothing. And you still here. You're blessed. You ain't in the cemetery yet. Your body ain't down 6 feet deep yet. You ain't going up there to see the judge yet. It's coming though. Like I told y'all earlier, everybody got a death sentence. It's an expiration date. Don't ask me when. I don't know when mine is. So I can't tell you when. But just know it's coming. So you better humble yourself. Most important, we got to humble ourselves before God and show him that we have mercy in our heart for all this nonsense we down here doing. I don't know about y'all. I live in Florida. Florida can get real hot. But it won't even scratch the surface of how hell feels. I don't know about y'all. I don't want no part of that. And the only way we're going to avoid hell is we got to get to heaven. And you ain't going to get to heaven crashing out. You ain't going to get to heaven acting a fool. So all the bad stuff that we're doing is going to come a point in time where you're going to have to repent and change your life. If you don't want to be on fire forever. It's that simple. Do you want to burn forever? But the good thing about it, we all got a chance. Me, you, and everybody else, we got a chance. You know why? Because God forgives. So there's always a chance for you. Is why you're living. Now you wait too long and you die a sinner, you can't repent then. It's over. You done died. While you're living, you can repent and you can change your ways. So what we talking about tonight, folks, humble yourself. Come back down to reality. The Bible says every flesh, when we die, every flesh will return to the earth in dust. All we is dust. When we die, all this gonna rot and go back into the earth. Don't be so full of yourself. Don't think you so high and mighty because you got a title or you went to school and got this degree. You got this job. Always remain humble. Because when you're not humble, that's when you get reality checks. That's when reality gets slapped back in you. And God had to show you that, hey, you're feeling yourself. Let me bring you back down a notch. Don't never get on your high horse and think that you can't fall off. Don't never think you get so much money that you can't get broke, go broke, and lose it. Don't walk around thinking you can do whatever you want to do to who you want to do it to, and ain't gonna be no consequences. Sorry, folks. Life don't work like that. Not like that. I hope y'all understand the message I'm sending tonight. Humble yourself. Understand that you're just human. No matter what you got, it doesn't make you better. But your heart will show me everything. You can't impress me with the stuff you got. Your heart will show me everything I need to know. Because even if you got all that stuff and you don't have compassion in your heart to help God's children, you still ain't right. I don't care how rich you are. Your heart ain't rich. Because you ain't sharing it with the people who don't got it. What's the point of having everything to yourself? Ain't no fun in that. When I was growing up, when I had money all the time, and my friends, them ain't have it, I shared it with them. I partied with them. I paid for everybody. I didn't have to. But I ain't gonna have fun when it's just me having fun. I want everybody to have fun. And that's how we should be as a society. You should want everybody to be happy and living life. Why you want to be the only one with everything? How much fun is that? When you just got it all and nobody else ain't got it. Cut that pie up and give everybody a slice of that pie. Why we can't all sit at the table and eat? Because we let the greed take over. You get greedy and you get full of yourself and you stop being humble. Are y'all listening? This is how we get sidetracked in life. We start feeling ourselves. Start thinking you the ish. You think that you just got it going on and can't nothing stop it. Then you mess around and get in an accident. Then you mess around and be paralyzed. Now you can't even move. Can't even walk no more. Now what? Matter of fact, what if you get a bad accident and you die? Then what? That's why I keep telling y'all folks, stop thinking that you up here and everybody else is down here. Because there's going to come a point in life where everybody's going to be on the same level. Because we all going to die. And we all going to go before the same God. I don't care if you're Chinese, German, Italian, Black American, white. I don't care what you call yourself. It's going to come a point in time where all us is going to leave this earth. And we're going to have to stand before the same God. Think about that. Humble yourself, folks. You don't want to block your blessings. Appreciate everything that life, that God gives you. Byron says you deep. I try to give it to him, Brian. I try to give it to him, B. Because this is what the world needs more of. We were talking about the youngins crashing out early because the youngins ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing to grab onto. Everything, all their heroes is crash outs. Everybody they look up to is either on drugs, senile. Just think about it. Who are the heroes nowadays? Rappers and entertainers? Why are they your hero? All they doing is saying nursery rhymes. All they doing is saying words that rhyme. I make music, but I ain't saying I'm no hero. I'm nobody special. They're just putting words that rhyme together. They're not invincible. They're not nothing special. But these youngins live by every word that these people get on the microphone and say. These be their heroes. They don't have nothing pure and real to look up to. All their heroes is want to be gangsters, want to be thugs, kingpins, drug lords. Everything that's going to send them to prison or the grave. There's nothing positive for them to grasp on. Byron says they are the future. And this is what we're trying to let these youngins know. Y'all have the keys in your hands. And y'all growing up with a generation where you got more resources. Look how easy it is to do stuff, and you got internet, and you got all these ways you can make money. Why you want to waste your time with guns and shooting people? Gang, gang, bang, bang. When all this money you could make and taking care of generations. You got screamers that's making millions of dollars that's living in mansions just from sitting in front of a camera and screaming. Think about that. So there's so many opportunities. The door is wide open. But a lot of youngins, they don't want to run through their door. They still want to run into the door that's going to lead them into nonsense. They don't run into the door that's wide open that you can be anything you want to be in success. You can dive in it. They'd rather run with a nonsense at. It don't make sense to me. The goal is to set yourself up to have a good life and try to live long as you can. Not to end it fast, not to throw your life away. The goal is to set yourself up in life, not to throw it away or put it down the drain. Byron says the image that they portray as being successful. And that's my problem right there with everything that's on the internet and all the music that's out right now. Because they make you say, oh, you got to be a real dude. Only way to be a real nigga, you got to be a stepper. You can't let nobody play with you. You got to pull a gun. You're going to be dead. You know why I say that? Because guess what the Bible says? If you live by the sword, you're going to die by it. So if you live by the gun, you're going to die by it. All the ones you hear, I'm going to get my gun. I'm going to get my gun. I'll shoot him. I'll shoot him. Watch and see how they're going to live it and end their life. 9 times out of 10, somebody going to shoot. You live by the gun, you're going to die by it. Really, I hope I'm hitting y'all tonight. But make sure you can always go rewatch all these podcasts on my YouTube. Go to Reality Music Entertainment, subscribe right now on YouTube. And remember, check me out every Friday nights. My podcast broadcast on the radio. 2 radio stations you can listen to me. Socialradio.com and the block105.com. 7 p.m. Eastern Times on Fridays. Make sure you go and support the movement. I got the official Reality Music merchandise. Go to teespring.com/reality creator and check out all my merchandise, man. Y'all know what I represent. RME. That's the movement. Reality Music Entertainment. Go to teespring.com/reality music creator and get all your apparel. We got snapbacks, beanies, hoodies, t-shirts, sweats, joggers, ladies, men's. Y'all go do a little shopping. But I appreciate everybody for checking in with me tonight. So we're going to end this show. But just remember, the message for tonight is staying positive. Staying out the way. And when I say stay out the way, I mean stay out the way out of trouble. Stay out the way of nonsense. Try to live your life a certain way. Because you want to be able to live to see a long, long life. You want to be able to make it to being a granddaddy or grandmama. But you got to carry yourself in a certain way. You got to live in a certain manner. Always remain humble, folks, and appreciate all your blessings. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. One love, everybody.